Today we make fried tofu. It's golden brown and crispy outside and very moist inside. Super delicious. First of all, let's make the soy milk. Soybean that I soaked yesterday. Now let's give it a good rinse. I rinse it 3 times until the water becomes clear. So now we're gonna drain it. Today we are going to use raw soy milk, not cooked soy milk. So we just need to blend up the soybean. This is actually a soy milk maker. It can cook the soy milk for you. But today we don't need to cook it in this machine. I just need to blend it up. So we put 1/3 of our soybean into the blender. We put ½ kg of soybean. Totally we need 10 times of water, which is 5 kg of water. Now we put the cap on, lock it up, make sure it's secured. You can choose any function you want. It will show you the estimate time. Today we're going to use nut milk to make this raw soy milk. Now the machine is running. It's very quiet compared to the other blenders I ever used. It's very powerful but so quiet. Now our soy milk is done. 4.5 minutes. Now we open it. Whoa, a lot of foam. To make tofu, we have to filter our soy milk. It's very important. No matter how good your blender is, how fine it blends up the soybean, we still need to filter it, or the tofu will come out with very rough texture. You don't want that. To filter the soy milk, we cannot use this thing. It's not fine enough. We have to use cloth or a bag like this. This is our bag. Now pour in our soy milk. Carefully pour it in the bag. Close the bag. Close it really well, don't let it leak out. Use the string to tie it up to prevent it from leaking. Now, this is some hard work to press the soy milk out of the bag. With this set up, you don't need to use your hand to squeeze the bag all the time. It makes it much easier. This is our second load soy milk. I filter all the soy milk. This is whatever we have left. After we finish making soy milk, we can use the auto clean function to wash it. So just add water in it, put the cap on and lock it up. If it's something that's hard to clean, you can use hot cleaning. But today, we don't need hot cleaning. We just use regular clean. Just choose it and start it. It's only take 50 seconds. Cleaning is done. Let's take a look. Now we just need to give it a quick rinse under the tap water. We can clean it really well by just rinse it off carefully under the tap water. We don't need to put this. We shouldn't put this in the dishwasher anyway. We got a big pot of soy milk, freshly made. Now we're removing the foam from the soy milk. Before we cook our soy milk, we need to prepare 1,500 grams of water. It's just cold water, tap water. And then we need to make the brine. The salt we use for making tofu is called Nigari. You can buy it on Amazon. If you don't know where to find it, I can put the link under the video in the description. I put about 25 grams of crystals and then add water in it. It's okay to add extra water also. Make sure our crystal fully dissolved in the water. Now we're heating up our soy milk to 90 degrees C or 200 degrees. To avoid the soy milk get burned at the bottom, we need to stir the soy milk while we're warming it up. Now we use the thermometer to test the temperature. So at this temperature, the soy milk is not fully cooked. That's what we want. Now it's 190 degrees. So now we turn off our cooktop. Then we're gonna add in our water, 1,500 grams of water. Just add in directly. Stir and fully mix it. Now the temperature is 160s, but we want it to drop down to 140 degrees before we add the brine water in it. To make it cool down faster, we add some ice cube in there. Now the temperature dropped down to 140s. So we can start to add our brine water. I use the black spatula so I can check on the soy milk status. We're gonna add our brine water slowly, add a little bit, and then give it a good stir. Right now you check on our soy milk, you see the coagulants here, chunks start to form. Now we're gonna add more brine water, but it's a slow layer, okay? Little by little. I'm zooming in so you can see more detail. So this is what it looks like right now. You can see the chunks start to form and the liquids start to clear out. We need to stop adding brine water at this point. If you add too much, the tofu will be too dry. We cover it up, let it sit for half hour. Now let's press our tofu. Half hour later, let's take a look. Now we see a lot of water. Now we can remove the actual water. This will save us a lot of time to try to filter all this water. This is good enough. Now let's press the tofu. Let me show you how I press my tofu. I put the tray over my sink because we want to press the tofu into kind of thinner white piece. So I need a pretty big mold to press the tofu. So I'm using my steamer rack, put on top of my sink, put a cloth over it. Now we're pouring the tofu in it. 因为豆腐比较多，我们可能要稍微等它。After all the tofu in, we're gonna put another cloth over top of it. This is another steamer rack. Fit right in there. I use it to press from the top. After we press it, more water will come out. 那这上面的水我们可以直接把它倒出来。We need to press our tofu very dry, so we need to add more pressure. There's a big pot of water. This is not enough, so I'm gonna add more on top. And more water. We're gonna let it press for at least 2 hours. It's okay if you let it press overnight. Just try to make the tofu drier than usual. Our tofu is ready. Let's take a look. Flip it over. Okay. Let's remove the cloth at the bottom. This is our tofu. Now we're cutting tofu into square piece. The tofu is quite dense compared to the other tofu that we use. Now let's fry the tofu. We heat up the oil to about 260 degrees and then maintain this temperature. And then slowly add in our tofu. The tofu is very soft at the beginning, so when you drop in the oil, try to not move it. Let it sit there, fry slowly until it gets a little bit harder. Slowly we'll see the tofu start to float in the oil. So we can use our spatula, gently push the tofu, just in case it sticks to the bottom. Now I raise up the temperature higher, probably over 300 degrees, because right now I want the outside to golden brown, but I want to keep some of the moist inside. You see how our tofu puff up. Very puffy right now. When it starts to turn yellow, it changes the color quickly, so we need to pay close attention to the surface. Make sure it's not over brown. Now we're gonna take it out. When all the tofu become golden, we need to fry it again to make the surface a little bit crispy. So we need to raise the temperature. Now I raise the temperature to about 350 and we're gonna fry it again. Look how beautiful the color is right now. Golden brown. Perfect. Now we take it out. It's pretty springy. This is the profile of the fried tofu. You see there's actually pores inside, bubbles inside. We didn't add any additive to make the bubble. It all comes from the tofu. The skin is chewy, a little bit crispy, and the inside very moist. Very, very delicious. I can non-stop eating this.